Hi, this is Joey Gattuso, ic-v82 here. I actually celebrated my 23rd birthday yesterday, and I got a really big gift here. The iCom ic-v82 ham radio. Now it's got a whole bunch of really cool features on it. It says iCom.
Southeast winds 15 knots. Waves 3 feet. Tuesday, south winds 15 knots. Waves 3 feet. A slight chance of showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon. Tuesday night, south winds 15 knots. Waves 3 to 4 feet. Wednesday, south winds 15 knots. Waves 3 to 4 feet. Showers likely. A chance of thunderstorms in the morning.
Yeah, it's just a little demonstration of the Weather Channel. Now, actually, I programmed a whole bunch of the channels in here. Namely, the railroad channels that I use. Namely, the 161.190, which is the NS Norfolk District channel. I got the Peninsula sub 160.230 and 160.320. So I programmed those in, but I think it probably programmed a few others. I also did the A1 160.590 as well as the RF&P, which is 161.550. So anyway, I got all of those, and the thing I really like about it is that you don't have to actually match the channels to it. The channel to the frequency, like I do on my scanner. That's a VHF transceiver, and programming it is pretty tricky, I'm not going to lie, but I got the ones that I actually need. Now, to actually program it, I'll just show you. You type in the number, and then you hit function, and then that. And it'll beep twice like so. So that's basically how that works. Now, it does come with a battery, but it is quite a bit different than the usual ones. Here, I'll just turn it off and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. There's a little catch right here, and you push it upward and it pops off like so. Now this is the BP22N or 222N battery, and as you can see, it is 7.2 volts, 600 milliamp hours, and the owner's manual says that it lasts 2 hours and 15 minutes, but that's also while you're transmitting and receiving. And I'm not going to be doing that. I'm just going to be listening to the railroad channels. Now, something you should know is that there is a license. You have to get a license if you want to talk on it. It's a federal offense if you talk on a ham radio without a license. But as I said, it's not going to be a problem with me because obviously I'm just going to listen on it. Now, something that I really like about this radio. Look at this. Made in Japan. Now, if that's not a good thing, I don't know what is. I mean, this is no Chinese piece of junk like my Radio Shack Pro 89 is. I mean, it's not really a piece of junk, but you know, it's not made in the country that sells the finest drywall and lead paint and children's toys. No offense to China, but yeah, made in Japan, so very good build quality. And yeah, so that's pretty cool. And to snap the battery back into place, you just line up the terminals like right here. There are 2 notches, and then you line them up with this, and you just pop it on just like that. It's got a belt clip which comes in handy, so I can clip it right onto my pocket right down there. So that's good. And yeah, it's got a real nice build quality to it. A little on the heavy side, but it feels very well put together. And well, after all, it is made in Japan, so it should last quite a while. Now, I also put the Watson W881 Super Gainer antenna. You probably remember me doing a review on that. Still works great, even though it's kind of bent a little bit like that, but that's just natural wear and tear. I have 2 railfan buddies that have the scanner. David Tooley has it. You might remember his videos. It's VA Railfan or sorry, not VA Raw Fan 89, that's mine, Amtrak Fan 89, pardon, on YouTube. He's got the same ham radio, and in fact he's the reason why I got this ham radio, because he and one of his other railfan buddies have the same radio, and they commented on how nice it did. And you probably remember my videos from May 1st when I went out to Wakefield, and David had his V82 with him, and I had my Pro 89. Well, I took this off my Pro 89 and slapped it on his V82, and I will tell you, it was something else. Let me just say this. We're at milepost 50 on the Norfolk District, right? And he's picking up the A line at Collier from 30 plus miles away, like we're right there. No problem whatsoever. Good and clear. I heard Amtrak PO89, the southbound Palmetto, calling Collier. Really amazing antenna. I mean, this thing has better reception than my Radio Shack scanner anyway. My Radio Shack scanner, it does very well. It's a very good scanner, but I was just ready for some newer technology. And so, naturally, I went for this. It cost about 150 bucks. My mom bought it from hamradio.com, which is ham radio outlet. They've got several store locations. The closest one I know of is in Woodbridge, Virginia, which is like up north. And another thing that's pretty cool is it's also got a cloning thing on it. This is the owner's manual. And it's basically what the cloning thing is. You take, like for example, if somebody else has the V82 as well, you put the cord right there and hook it up, and it'll transmit the other person's frequencies into yours, so you don't have to manually do it yourself. And I think that's really, really handy. But for the time being, I have the channels that I need, so I think I'm just going to stick with that. And basically what you would do is you open this like so, and it goes right in there, and then you hook it to the other person's V82 right in there. So basically that's how that works. But it's as I said, it's very well built. Another thing that's also cool is that if the battery doesn't last to your liking, you can also get an optional AA battery case, which I think takes like 6 AA's or something. I don't really remember, but obviously it won't last as long. But in the package with this ham radio, I also got another BP222N battery pack. As I said, 7.2 volts, 600 milliamp hours, and it works really, really well. Do not heat above 60 degrees Celsius. I'm not sure what that is in Fahrenheit, but actually I can find out. 60 degrees Celsius. I'll just look on my phone here. I actually have a converter device. Let me see. Let's see. Calculator, converter, temperature. Okay, so 60 degrees Celsius, that would be, wait a minute. Let's see. 60 degrees Celsius, that would be, let's see. That would be roughly 140 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, so yeah, and I know my phone's a piece of junk. I don't have a smartphone like all the cool people do, but don't rub it in. At least I have a phone. Some people don't. Another thing I should actually mention is that it's extremely important that you don't overcharge this battery. And the reason why I say that is because this is actually, as you can see, a nickel-cadmium battery pack, not a nickel-metal hydride. Like, for example, something like this. The batteries I use for my camera. See, this is a nickel-metal hydride, I think. Let me see. Well, it doesn't really say, but anyway. So, it's extremely important that you don't overcharge. Now, I don't think nickel-cadmium batteries have that memory effect thing on them, but if you overcharge it for like more than 24 hours, it will downgrade the performance of the battery to the point where it doesn't last as long as it should. So the best thing to do is, it says charge for 2.5 hours, so the best thing to do is when you put it on charge, look at the clock, and 2.5 hours after that, take it out. And like I said, 2 hours and 15 minutes battery life, but that's for transmitting and receiving, which obviously I'm not going to be doing. So in reality, it's probably like 3 to 3.5 hours, give or take. But I usually rail fan anywhere between 8 and 12 hours, so it may not be enough, but I have one of two choices. I can actually either get another battery. They actually have a battery that lasts about 6 hours. I think it's the, let me see, there's, let me see, they have, yeah, the BP211N lasts 6 hours and 10 minutes. And that's the longest lasting battery. The BP222N, that's the one that's in there right now, and the one that I have, the spare one that I have. So that's basically, or as I said, you can get 6 alkaline batteries, battery case, but that's going to not last long at all. You'd have to buy AA batteries in bulk. Or I'm not sure, it might take rechargeable AA's too. I mean, I don't know. It doesn't specifically say. But as it says right here, operating periods are calculated under the following conditions. TXRX, which means transmitting and receiving. Standby equals 1 to 1 to 8. I don't know what that means. But anyway, yeah. And by the way, I know I'm showing the manual on here, so all copyrights go to ICOM. No copyright infringement is intended. So anyway. But yeah, I haven't taken it out to the tracks yet, but knowing me, I'm going to want to take it out real soon. You're going to want to recycle. Do not short the terminals used with specified radios. It is a Japanese battery, but it was packed in China, so it's kind of half Chinese, half Japanese. But from what I can tell, it seems to work pretty good. So, yeah. Really good radio. I definitely recommend it to anyone who either wants to talk on the radio, or if you're a rail fan, to listen to on the railroad channels. I think you can also talk to the engineers on the railroad channels if you know them pretty good. But just a little quick review. To scan, you hit function and then the number 5 button, and it'll scan. Now, if you want to program, you hit function and see. And it'll beep twice like so. So, an icom's got a pretty cool little logo. And that's where your sound will be coming out of. That's your speaker. I believe that's the microphone. You just press this here, press hold to talk like that. But that obviously doesn't work. So, and to call somebody, you just push that. But again, don't do it unless you have a license, because that is very illegal. But if you're just gonna listen to the railroad channels or fire department, police department, or whatever, you don't need a license for that. So, but yeah, real nice, easy to read keypad. Kind of looks like a cordless phone, really, if you look at it. But yeah, the belt clip's got the ICOM logo too, and your volume controls right here. So yeah, real nice little radio. So that is my review of the icom ic-v82, and I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll be taking it on a trial run pretty soon to go rail fanning. Have a great day, y'all.